Hi everybody, David Frangione, Modern Drummer CEO, and this is a big day because I'm sitting behind Alex Van Halen's 2012 tour kit, complete. We got it directly from Alex, and this year Alex is honored to be a Modern Drummer Hall of Fame inductee. The 2023 Readers Poll, Modern Drummer, has put Alex Van Halen into the Hall of Fame, and it's just absolutely awesome. We're so excited. So to celebrate this, we brought this drum kit to IronShore Studios in Grand Cayman. And we asked Ray Luzier, Jay Weinberg, and Mike Portnoy to come down and pay tribute to Alex, playing this kit, honoring his Hall of Fame induction and the inspiration that he's had on their drumming and careers their entire lives. So we can't wait for you to see these videos. Check them out. Alex Van Halen, congratulations, Modern Drummer Hall of Fame inductee. And wait until you see these guys play on these videos paying tribute to Alex. We're so excited. These are very special. Enjoy. David Frangione here, live from IronShore Studios in Grand Cayman. Modern Drummer, Mike Portnoy. Welcome.
Thank you.
So great. So first and foremost, Mike, I'm so honored because in 2004 you became a member of the Modern Drummer Hall of Fame, which is like, there's very few that can lay claim to that. And now this year, Alex Van Halen is in the Modern Drummer Hall of Fame, and why don't you be the person to induct him and congratulate him right now for his 2023 nomination, joining you with your plaque.
It is my honor to induct, well overdue, to the great, 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 influential, and one of my favorite drummers of all time, Mr. Alex Van Halen. Congratulations! Woo!
Yeah. Modern Drummer.
Way overdue.
Yep, for sure. So we're here at IronShore Studios, and Mike, we're at Alex Van Halen's drum kit. This is his 2012 tour kit. We got it directly from Alex. What do you think of the kit, and how, I guess you've played Al's kit in the past, a kit of his or so.
I sat behind his kit on the last tour, last
2015.
2015.
Okay.
I couldn't play it because doors were open. There were people in the audience, but we were behind the behind the video wall, whatever. But I was able to sit at the kit. But this here, playing this kit, is insane. I mean, first of all, it's a piece of art. It's beautiful, and I love the funny things like the taps on the outside kicks and everything. But the gold hardware is beautiful, and it's just a piece of art. For me, the most challenging part of playing it is the kick drums. I've played a 26-inch kick before. I've done like a John Bonham tribute, and I've played a single 26-inch kick. But to be playing double bass parts on two 26-inch kicks is something I've never done before. That's definitely a first. And the 15-inch hats as well. I mean, such a big part of his sound. Such a big part of Alex Van Halen's sound was those Bonham kind of grooves, you know. So between the 26-inch kick and the 15-inch hats, you got a bit of that going on here. But this is just a work of art. It's absolutely beautiful.
And it sounds incredible, as you've experienced. So we're going to go over today. We're going to dissect some of Alex's parts that have inspired you. and that you've, over the years, that you've really have spoken to you, and even there's an incredible surprise, everyone, that Mike has for you. That's even it was a surprise for us today, where there's some exact fills like that were totally inspired, and I think it's just so beautiful that you're pay homage to them in a way that's like, hey, this is where it came from and how I applied it. It's like it's as big as any of the influence.
It's a direct. I literally stole these fills.
Okay.
Stole Fair those enough. Fills and put them into some of my own songs and drum fills. But yeah, I mean, Alex is one of my biggest influences of all time. I truly think he's one of the most underrated drummers of all time. We spoke about this in a podcast, but I think often his innovations and brilliance was overshadowed by his brother's influence and all the attention that Eddie got on guitar and changing the guitar world. I think Alex was just as important to the drum world and often overshadowed, and I think he's just very underrated. I think he's inspired an entire generation of drummers, people my age especially, that grew up playing in bands in the early to mid 80s. I grew up playing his drum parts, and my first band was a cover band, a band called Intruder, named after a Van Halen song. But yeah, we played so many Van Halen songs in our repertoire. In fact, the very first concert I ever played with my very first band, I mean, we covered You Really Got Me, we covered Ice Cream Man, we covered On Fire, Unchained, so I literally started by playing his songs and his drum beats and learning his grooves and his style, was a huge part of my formative years.
Awesome. And to this day, you're still inspired by
Absolutely.
Alex's playing and his sound. And isn't it interesting, you and I have talked about this a lot, where when you dissect Alex's grooves, as much as Van Halen is you can just say a straight ahead rock pop, like, the songs are sing-along anthems and there's so many hit songs from their repertoire, but the drum parts are not just straight ahead, AC/DC, for lack of a better way to put it, right? Like that's such like straight ahead rock, right. Boom, jack, boom, boom, jack. And you listen to Van Halen parts, and when you really get into them, there's so many unique, syncopated, and what do you take from that? Because you've dissected it.
I mean, you could compare it to his brother. Look at the way Eddie Van Halen played guitar. The songs may have been simple. Van Halen's songs were primarily 4/4 timing and just party rock, summertime anthems. But if you listen to the parts and the musicianship, they were virtuosos. So obviously, everybody always talks about Eddie that way. I think it's the same with Alex. I think, his drum parts, he always had the pocket, he always had the groove, but the nuances were really what made him so special and what gave every song like style. It's like his style was a part of what made all those nuances so special. And there's so many of his fills that I've lifted through the years, but so many nuances to his grooves as well. And even though he's kind of a hard rock drummer, he was a virtuoso drummer playing that kind of music, but his instrument and what was happening with the drums was a constantly musical vocabulary, his and a musical expression. It was more than just a backbeat. It was real unique character to everything he played.
And it played to the melodies, it played to what Eddie was playing, It locked in with Michael Anthony on bass, it was really multifaceted, as you said.
Absolutely. I mean, you could tell that he was a part of the song structure and arranging. It wasn't like, he's not just playing, go play drums. I mean, you could tell a lot of stuff is modeled around some of these grooves and accents that he was playing. I mean, we'll talk about it a little bit more, but I mentioned it in the podcast as well. You take a song like Jump, a completely well-known #1 song, straight ahead, everybody in the world knows it, but then dissect some of the things that are going on there, and we'll look at it later, but what's going on underneath the guitar solo is almost progressive in a way, it almost feels like odd time signatures and some really syncopated patterns, but the fact that he was able to sprinkle these songs with those kind of characteristics is what made him so special.
Absolutely. And that freight train groove that you mentioned, it never stops, even when he's doing all of this offbeat and syncopated stuff. So, modern drummer, we are going to get in the weeds. Mike Portnoy is going to take us through a number of Alex Van Halen songs, dissect them, parts, songs. I can't wait for this. You're going to love it, and check it out.
One of the coolest characteristics of Alex's playing is that he had a tendency to take what could be a seemingly simple part and really make it very, very interesting. And I'm going to play a few examples for you like that. But the first one is from the song Unchained. Everybody knows Unchained. It's a great rocker, but it's got this pre-chorus. There's a groove on the pre-chorus. It's also underneath the guitar solo that's got this weird phrasing. It's like phrased in groups of 4, 3, 3, 3, and then 4, 3, 4, 4. So, here you have this seemingly simple, straight ahead backbeat 4/4 song, but you have this guitar solo in this pre-chorus with these weird, odd groupings, which makes the drum part very progressive. So I'll play that for you now. It's the same thing on the pre-choruses and the guitar solo. I'll just play the version that's underneath the guitar solo.
Ain't nothing stays the same. Unchained. Yeah, hit the ground running.
Another example of Alex's incredibly creative drum parts is the guitar solo to Jump. Now, of course, everybody in the world knows Jump. It's in 4/4 time. It's a straight ahead song. It was a #1 song all over the world. But meanwhile, you listen to what's going on with the drums during that guitar solo. It's like, what is going on? Where is the one? Where is the groove? What's going on? So this is just an example of how Alex could be incredibly creative. Even if it was a very simple song, he had all these touches of incredible creativity. So I'm going to attempt to play the drum groove underneath the guitar solo. It's a very nuanced groove. I'm probably not going to have it exact, but I'll give you enough of an example for you to understand what's going on there. Picture this 4/4 song and then this. And here we go.
Well, jump. Go ahead, jump.
One of Alex Van Halen's most famous grooves is his double bass shuffle. And everybody knows about the Purdy shuffle or the Picaro shuffle, but I think the Van Halen double bass shuffle is just as iconic. He uses it in so many songs. Obviously, HOF Teacher is probably the most famous one, but he used it in The Full Bug from Diver Down. Ice Cream Man had it. Get Up had a really super fast one on the 5150 album. But this next song is the one that started it all. This was the very first one from the first album, I'm the One. And I'll just kind of show you the kind of general feel when he does his shuffles. They kind of feel like this. And, most double bass, the thing about a shuffle, it's got that triplet swing to it. So a lot of double bass fills, like double bass grooves, are, if they're not swung, they're just like 16th notes, like. But Alex's double bass shuffles, they have a swing like a triplet groove, like. And another thing he does is sometimes he'll, I think the Hot for Teacher groove, he may be doubling on the ride, like on the bell pattern, like. But it all began with I'm the One from the first album, so I'm going to play that for you now. Light Up the Sky from Van Halen 2, an all-time favorite of mine. I love this song. This was, I think, the tour opener on the Van Halen 2 tour. I think they opened with this each night, but I love this song. Very first thing I ever recorded, I got my very first 4-track when I went to Berkeley, my very first 4-track recorder. And the very first thing I ever recorded was a version of this song with me playing drums, bass, guitar, and singing. So this was the very first song I ever recorded, technically. One of my favorite things about this song is the breakdown in the middle. It's total Alex. I mean, it's just got his total vibe. And I'll play it for you right now. I'll kind of do a slower version on its own, and then I'll play it in the song. So here's the middle section of Light Up the Sky. Now, on the original version, that section where I came down on the ride dynamically, there's overdubs on there. It sounds like it's maybe some timbales or maybe some octobon overdubs, so I can't do both at the same time, but I'll try to kind of replicate it as close as I can with just one drum performance. So here we go, Light Up the Sky. Okay, I'm going to play a group of 2 songs that are back-to-back, closing the Fair Warning album. Love these 2 songs. The first one is one of the first experiments with synthesizers on a Van Halen record. It's Sunday Afternoon in the Park. And Alex's groove on this is so sludgy and so Bonham-esque. It's so John Bonham. So you could hear him just really digging into the drums for Sunday Afternoon in the Park. Then it goes to One Foot Out the Door, which is a real upbeat song, which has some of my all-time favorite Alex Van Halen fills. He does one that I ended up stealing for many things that I've played through the years, but it also has this really very cool double bass fill that's an all-time favorite. So I'm going to play both of those songs back to back for you now. Well, I have to admit, guilty as charged. I've lifted a couple of fills directly from Alex. You know, when you grow up listening to these drum parts, they become burned into your subconscious. So there's a couple fills I'm going to play for you right now. that I literally lifted from Alex Van Halen and used in one of my own songs and performances. So you just heard One Foot Out the Door. There's a killer drum fill in the first drum break there. And it's a pattern that Alex uses a lot. I think it's a Swiss triplet. I may be wrong there. I'm not the world's biggest rudiment master, but I think it's a Swiss triplet. So he does that fill in the first break in One Foot Out the Door, and it's kind of like the same pattern that starts Hot for Teacher, and he's done it in I think Out of Love Again. He plays a couple fills that kind of have that pattern. But I'm going to show you an exact spot where I ripped it off, and I use that sticking and that pattern all the time directly from Alex. So this is a little moment from the Dream Theater song Metropolis Part 1, and you can hear where I directly lifted it. Another fill that I blatantly ripped off of Alex is this fill that I love in the song Drop Dead Legs from the 1984 album. It's the fill that sets up the second verse, and I always loved this fill, and I ended up using it many, many years later. I hadn't even realized I had used it on a Winery Dog song. But then I realized it after the song was already recorded. I was like, oh my God, that's the Drop Dead Legs fill. So I'll play it for you first. I'll play the fill in the Van Halen song first, and then I'll play mine. But Alex does this fill, and then just listen to the groove that follows. He had that real kind of Roger Taylor, like, hi-hat thing where it's like choking the hi-hat with the snare. It was a total Roger Taylor from Queen kind of thing, and Alex always played his grooves like that. So here's the fill from Drop Dead Legs into the groove, and you hear a little bit of both of those. Here's that same fill as stolen by yours truly on the Winery Dog song, You Saved Me. This is the fill bringing in the second chorus.
Somehow you knew we'd always win. And when the dust finally settled, we were both still standing. Such a time to pray. You saved me in my darkest hour. You stood by me and stayed. I could've never held no special reason much to like.
Romeo Delight from the Women and Children First album. Another favorite of mine. It's a song that I actually covered with Adrenaline Mob. And it's another upbeat rocker. I mean, those are my favorite Van Halen songs, they're the real upbeat ones. And this one's just a great, it's got a great swing to it, great rock and groove. It's got those kind of ride hi-hat things that you could tell he probably copped some of that from Bonham in the middle of Whole Lot of Love. It's got that Whole Lot of Love kind of. So it's got that whole section between the ride and the hi-hat going on in the verses and also the middle breakdown. But it's a fun tune. I remember they opened up with this at the US Festival in '83, and it was like, yeah. All right, so let me give it a whirl. Romeo Delight.
I ain't leaving. We're in for a very long night. Heard a vicious rumor from your mama's tongue. You a desperate woman, need a man with a gun. High crime zone in the city of light. Save me, please. Can't take it anymore. I beg you, please. Can't take it anymore. I'm taking whiskey to the party tonight, and I'm looking for somebody to squeeze. I ain't looking for somebody to fight, baby. Don't get uptight, baby, please. Wanna see my ID, try to clip my wings. Don't have to show you proof of anything. I know the law, friend. Now I'm going back outside. Give it a try. I'm your last loose end. Leave us, please. Leave me alone. I'll beg you, please. Leave me alone. I'm taking whiskey to the party tonight, and I'm looking for somebody to squeeze. Ain't looking for somebody to fight, and you don't get uptight, baby, please. Feel my heartbeat, feel my heartbeat, feel my heartbeat, feel my heartbeat, feel my heartbeat.